Hi everyone, this is Jason from Lightspeed, and in this video I'm going to show you some of the forecasting and reporting tools that are available to you in Lightspeed Accounting. What we're looking at here is the dashboard. It's the very first screen that pops up when you log into your Lightspeed Accounting, and it's sort of an at-a-glance overview of the day's activity. In this particular case, you can see here you can select whichever date you want. I've selected a date that I know I have sales. I'm just going to give fair warning that there's not a lot of information in this account. It is my test account, so there are no actual sales to report on, but I have some pretend sales that took place on this date, so that's why I've selected February 7th as the date. You can also select any of your stores that you have or all stores. I've left it at all stores for now. And you'll just see sort of at a glance an overview, as I said. So sales, how you're doing compared to your goal last year on this date, your week-to-date, month-to-date, year-to-date, and year-to-date trend. The sales by week graph is very helpful. It will compare your sales on this date versus comp sales, your sales at this time of year last year, and your goals. And you can click any one of these to remove that part of the graph from the overall graph, and then you can put it back. Now goals, what are goals? Well, if we switch over to forecasting, we're going to see here that my goals for every day are 0 because I haven't really entered any data yet. But on the left, I can say that let's say my 2017 sales were $100,000 worth of sales, and I want to achieve a 10% increase on that amount this year. It'll calculate that my sales goal is $110,000 for this year, and when I click recalculate, it's now going to populate a daily goal to strive for based on what are, typically speaking, busier days. If I now switch back to that sales dashboard and go back to February 7th, now we can see how we're doing compared to our goals. Where you're most likely to spend most of your time, though, is in the reports section. So let's go take a look at that now. You can see you've got some options here in the drop-down menu between sales totals, product totals, and purchasing. Purchasing is going to give you information about your purchase orders in Lightspeed. So if I set a date range of, say, this year and hit refresh, I can now see a listing of all of the purchase orders that have come over from Lightspeed into Lightspeed Accounting. Similarly, product sales is going to ask me for a date range as well. And let's set the same date range of this year. It's now going to give me just a list of all of the items in my store that have sold and in what quantity and the value of those sales totaled. The most detailed report is the sales totals report, however. I'm going to set this to last month, and we're going to take a look at February's information. Now, as I said before, not a lot of data in this account. It is a test account, so you can see mostly zeros for most of the day, but we can see here the 2 days that I did have some activity, the 5th and 7th. And at the bottom of the page, it will give you some totals for the particular date range that you've set up. What you're most likely going to be looking for if you come to this report, rather than doing your reporting in either Lightspeed Retail or in your accounting software, the reason you would come here is to take a look at this column. The sales column is going to give you the status on whether or not your day's activity has been posted to your accounting software. So a status of posted is good. It means that the information should be in your accounting software without any problem. You might see post instead of posted, and post would mean that it is ready to go over but has not yet gone over. That's usually just a matter of waiting for that night's sync if it's the most recent day, or you might have to contact us to have any backdates manually posted. You might see hold written here as a status. Hold will generally mean the day's activity has not been pushed over to the accounting software because something was not properly mapped. That's the most common reason for that. And if you want to investigate further on a particular day's activity, you can click on the date itself. You'll get a summary of that day's activity. You can see which items were sold by going to product sales. You can see information on the day's activity by transaction by clicking on checks. And accounting is where we're going to see where that information was sent in your accounting software. For example, for every Lightspeed category I have here, or every Lightspeed item I have, it's going to send it to these accounts in my accounting software. This is where you're going to see your status and whether or not it's synced. And on a status where something is on hold, or if something has failed or something has gone wrong, oftentimes you'll get an error message in the synced section to tell you what went wrong and give you an idea of where to start investigating. If you see an error that you're unfamiliar with, or you're not sure how to resolve a status that hasn't gone over, that's when you can give us a call on our support line, and we'll be happy to assist you with that. There's also lots more information on our help center, and we've got more videos there as well to assist you. So by all means, don't hesitate to reach out to us, and thank you very much for watching.